coin toss was held to determine the first speaker, and Ms. Gregerson won the toss. Ms. Gregerson, you will have 5 minutes to share your opening remarks and vision statements. You may begin.
Well, thank you, Frank, and thanks to everyone for coming tonight. I really appreciate that you've all taken a couple hours out of your evening to join us to talk about politics and the future of Mukilteo. I'm running for mayor because I have a vision for Mukilteo and I'm committed to our community. I've had the honor to serve on the city council now for about 10 years, and it's really a privilege to serve in the community where I grew up. I went to Kamiak High School and graduated there, and I went to NYU for my undergraduate. I went to New York for college, but after that I moved back to Mukilteo because this is the place where I wanted to make my home. A couple years ago, I went back to school and to the UW and earned my master's degree in city planning. And the value of that higher education to me is that it's allowed me to become a better leader. And I think it's taught me ways of thinking differently, and ways of thinking differently about how we should govern our city and lead our city. I think that there are changes that we need in City Hall. I think we need new priorities, and I'll be a mayor that's focused on Mukilteo, on supporting our strong neighborhoods, making sure that we have safe places to bike and walk, and making sure that we're providing services in the most efficient and effective way. And then also, I want to make sure that we safeguard your tax dollars and respect the taxpayers. I think it's time to take a break on tax increases and give you a breather. I'm also dedicated to continuing the fight to prevent commercial air service at Payne Field. I really want to make sure that we preserve Payne Field for aerospace manufacturing and for Boeing. There are great opportunities on our waterfront as it redevelops, but there's also some risks and challenges, and I'm going to be there to stand up for Mukilteo and make sure that the future of our waterfront is one that works for us. You know, if you read the Beacon, you might think that there's a lot of division on the city council and that there are people that are frustrated. And you know, my style of leadership is that I really like to collaborate and team build and work with other people, and that's what I'll do as mayor. I want to make sure that I work with every member of the city council to empower them to be working on issues rather than feeling frustrated and writing letters to the editor. Similarly, I want to rebuild some relationships with the school district. I think that the schools are one of the most important parts of Mukilteo. They're an important part of our quality of life. They're one of the reasons why people move to Mukilteo. And I want to rebuild those connections and make sure that we're working together and supporting each other. I think there's some opportunities. For instance, I'd like us to look at using the school facilities for our parks and recreation, using the ball fields or the Kamiak pool. I think there's some opportunities there where we can collaborate and work together. I'm committed to preserving Japanese Gulch, and my vision for the Gulch is that the trails that already exist there are even further developed, that you might be able to go visit the community garden and watch a soccer or lacrosse match at some ball fields that are there, and then take a hike down through the Gulch and really appreciate that treasure that we have in our community. My vision doesn't include a highway down the Gulch. It's really about the recreational opportunities that are there. I'm a small business owner in my day job. I've done that for about 12 years, and I work with schools and school districts. I manage contracts with them. I have the opportunity to work with high school and middle school students and mentor them and come into the classroom as a business professional. And mine is a small business, and I think that small businesses are really the backbone of our community, and as mayor, I'll do all that I can to support them. I think that the vision that I've described, that you'll hear more about tonight, is really an integral reason to why I'm running for mayor. There are changes that I want to make, and I want to make those through collaboration. I talked about collaborating with the council, but I also want to work with our city staff, with everyone in the community, our citizens, and find ways to empower everyone to work for the betterment of the city and for our community. I can make the difficult decisions to keep our city moving forward, and I look forward to the next couple of hours, and I hope that you'll learn a little bit more about me and that you'll decide to vote for Jennifer Gregerson for mayor of Mukilteo.
Thank you.
And thanks to the audience for joining us for the last 2 hours. I hope that it's been an interesting and maybe a little entertaining part of your evening. Thanks for giving up one of your evenings to come here. I talked at the beginning about my background, my service to you as a city council member, my undergraduate degree, my master's degree in city planning, and that's my foundation that I'll bring into the mayor's office. My family still lives in Mukilteo, and it's nice to see them in the audience. My parents taught me the values of hard work. They also taught me that it's really important to make your voice heard and participate in your community and give back. And that's one of the reasons I first ran for the city council, was the work that they did to help shape our community when I was in elementary school. One thing that I'm not going to do is rest on my laurels of my city council service. I think that you deserve continuous improvement. I'm proud of the things I've done on council, helping make sure we have a green city hall, bringing homegrown paramedics into our fire stations, re-envisioning Lighthouse Park. But I'm not just up here to tell you about what I've done in the past. I'm really focused on our future and how we can make Mukilteo better every day. I think you deserve that. I'm also proud of the people standing behind me and supporting me. I'm proud of the Mukilteo firefighters endorsement. I have the endorsement of the Sierra Club. It's one of our nation's oldest conservation groups. Our state representatives in our district and in others around Snohomish County, the county council member Brian Sullivan, and former mayor. And one of my favorite endorsements is my former opponent, Carolyn Doty Carlson. She ran against me 2 years ago. And I think she's supporting me because in that race and afterwards, I really made the effort to find common ground. And she's one of my biggest supporters. And I think you can look to that. When I disagree with people, I try ways to make friends with them and to move on and move forward and find ways where we can work together. I have ideas for creative solutions for our city. Working with the schools to rebuild those relationships, reforming the mother-in-law permit fees for those opportunities in the city, reforming our business license structure. Tonight, you've heard 2 visions for the next 4 years. I started my campaign with the town hall because I want to be a mayor that listens to you. I have a vision for safe, strong neighborhoods with safe places to walk and bike, a city government that's efficient and effective and that safeguards your tax dollars. And one that will preserve the Gulch. Joe's been clear in the paper and in the voters pamphlet that he wants to put a highway down the Gulch. Whether you say that highway ends at Seaway or goes all the way through the Gulch, that's still a highway. That's not part of my vision. And you heard Joe's vision tonight. He told us tonight that the next 4 years are going to be exactly like the last 8. And I think our city deserves that continuous improvement. I think we deserve better. We can't afford more tax increases, more embarrassing headlines about IT failures and fumbled hiring processes. We need a mayor that will embrace change and innovation and focus on cutting waste and inefficiency in city government. I want to empower the council. I want to work with you and work with our staff to move forward and to bring new ideas. At the end of the day, I think the choice is clear, and that's why I'm voting for you, for your vote for mayor for Jennifer Gregerson.